So a different type of video today. I want to go over some UFL content. Now, I've been seeing left, right and centre a few different things about it, and most definitely the interesting part on Twitter was them actually coming out and changing stuff very quickly, or at least addressing it very quickly. Now, obviously a brand new company always wants to have a very good impression, especially when to start with. So that's always good. The gameplay, questionable in some aspects, but then also there is always room for improvement. I don't think as a starting year one game, it's that bad. Like it's not necessarily the level of FIFA at the minute, in my opinion, but there is definitely some things I would take that I actually do quite like. So we wanted to go through the best players that you can get. We're going to look at quite a few different budgets. We're going to start off with obviously the top end that we've got. We'll run through the goalkeeper, the fullbacks, the centre backs, and see what we get. Because the one thing I do quite like about the game, which is exactly the same as FIFA, it's just a different branding of it, is their skills, which practically is traits. So for instance, if we go with the main man himself, if you've not worked this out already, if you press X on him, you can then go to player information. You don't necessarily have a skill move and weak foot, but on the far right you have the strong foot, which is right, and then it will also give you what the left foot is as well. So we've got a 5-5, so a 5 on the left foot, a 5 on the right foot for Ronaldo. I think that was going to be pretty obvious. And obviously then we have got the skills. So there is different skills per position. For instance, for a striker, we've got airborne for him, which is obviously improving headers. And like the system of playstyles and playstyle pluses, we have level 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is kind of like a playstyle slash role kind of metric put into one. So obviously low effect for level 1, medium high, and ultra effect for the top. Now not everybody's going to have the ultras. There's going to be a lot of 3s and a lot of 2s as you do go down. We have all in, which is just something different. Improves attacking attributes when your team is behind by 2 or more goals. I mean, it's just stuff like that that's very interesting to see, and it almost has that proper and arcadey feel at the same time in terms of what that could potentially do. So let's have a look at a few of them. We have improved finishing after a few goal misses. Always interesting. Sledgehammer decreases an accuracy. Decreases an accuracy penalty when fully charging a shot. I'm assuming basically if you want to absolutely slap it on a penalty, if you was to hold the full bar down, normally that'd be a miss. I'm assuming that isn't. Improve a chance for the opponent to be booked. Thank you. Decreases injury proneness. Nice. Improves next shot right after the player receives a ball. Okay. Improves fake right and go left. Improves fake left and go right. Improves accuracy of lob shots. Obviously low driven shots. Curling shots. Drag back feint. Heel flick. Stop and turn feint. Rainbow feint. Roulette feint. I mean, there's a lot to go here. All one-touch shots. Obviously, then we've got player adds another position to his skill set and can play without a position penalty. You've got left wing, right wing. Then in level 2, you've got cam. Then you've got centre mid. And then all outfield positions on ultra. I mean, it's just interesting. Then you have ball roll, fake shot. Improves efficiency of enters the pitch after 60 minutes of the game. Okay, raises position and composure during attacks, improves dribbling, and improves set pieces. So we've got quite a few, and then obviously if it was just to take a quick look at, say, someone like Virgil, we've got a few that are the same. Obviously, Predators there, first touch positions. Obviously, we've got centre mid that you could get with him. Improves short passes, and it's just interesting. Like this one, improves defending attributes against opponents playing who scored 2 or more goals. I mean, it's an interesting fact. So I think they've definitely got a base to go off. Hopefully they can continue. So let's have a look through some of the players then. So obviously when it comes to keepers, it is the exact same of FC. Keepers, to be fair, are probably the only thing in the game that I'd suggest need to be slightly improved because they are a little bit messy. And obviously I'm not coming up against Courtois and Edison every single game. They are coming in at a very big price, so that is fair enough. But when we look at someone like Courtois, he's got improved goalkeeper reflexes, raises chances to save a lobbed ball during rushes, and then he also has level 2 of improves chances of rushing out in a one-on-one situation, which it does have that playstyle plus in FIFA. Lovely. Always a great keeper. I think stats-wise, very similar to FIFA. I don't think keepers matter that highly other than just getting your favourite one at the top, and that kind of is it really. If you're kind of going down a little bit, obviously you're looking at kind of more of your 10 to 20 million, I'd say, to start with, and then kind of working up from there. And it will take a fair whack to get into this top end. And it's the one thing they did address. I don't know if it was yesterday night or they addressed it recently, that they are going to be making it easier to be able to get points per game. Because obviously, when we're looking at this, like a 75 rated keeper's coming in at 20 million, that's quite expensive for a 75 to then try and rush up to the top and then do that in 11 positions, get a bench, a reserves. It's going to take a fair whack. Like, I think somebody worked it out that it was about like 200 to 400 matches for you to get somebody at that top rank. I'm not doing that for every single one. Like, it would take me, I think there's some years where I've probably only played over about 1,000 games on FC. So the fact that that would probably get me just close to 3 top-end players, and no thank you. But as you come down, to be honest, I really would just kind of look at the player info for this and kind of just see what we've got in terms of this. Obviously, for me, I'm more about the actual saving and kind of rushing out rather than necessarily their kind of improve the kicking. I'm not a big fan of the kicking. It doesn't make no difference. I tend to just pass it away anyway to the defenders. So as long as you've got relatively tall keeper, that's pretty much all you kind of need from there. We then look at the right back. Obviously, Trent's going to be the highest that you can get at the moment, followed by Hakimi, Cancelo, and Kounde. Reece James still kicking it about, which is always nice. And obviously, with Trent, he's going to have himself the set piece and then improve crosses. He also then has got himself the improved short passes, as he is predominantly someone that could play in that midfielder role as well. Whereas someone like Kounde has got himself the improved tackling, and then he's got raises efficiency in the final third if a winger is nearby. Always a great shout. So for me, Kounde would be kind of in my more favoured. As you go down in obviously right back, there's kind of less and less that you can get. So you could kind of see coming down a little bit more. There is a few players, obviously, if you're looking for the potential of the 5-star on the right foot, you've obviously got the improved tackling. I think that's going to be a really big one in the defensive market. When you look at the fake shots, it's not really going to do too much. Lower chances to receive a booking. I'll see if that can happen. Obviously, then it's going to be more at the top. Improves fitness, dribbling. I'm not too fussed. Position. Raises efficiency in the final third if a winger is nearby. That's obviously what we saw in Kounde. Raises tackle efficiency if a centre-back is nearby. That is just going to be in general, like it says, you're vultures. You're both trying to get the ball off them. Raises efficiency if there's no wingers in the formation. And raises position and composure during defence. So it's going to be kind of looking at them two more so than anything. So I would kind of be looking in the kind of further down a little bit. Livramento's coming in there. And to be fair, probably just going for a name more so than anything to get yourself started. A Florenzi is never a bad option. He obviously has got the composure one as well, but I would suggest definitely looking at the claimer more so than anything. I think that's going to be your better option when looking at a cheaper right back. It's just going to work out a little bit better for yourselves. Then into the left backs, obviously Theo Hernandez is going to be our number one. We have got him with the Hawk, raises efficiency in the final third if a winger is nearby, and improves crosses. Some very good stats across the board, obviously. A 5-star, 2-star does have a centre-back, but left-back is going to be preferred position. And we have Gravadal as an 87 as well. It's always interesting to see the different ratings of games as well. Obviously, it's come out a little bit later, whether they have this based on this year's alone at the moment, or kind of basing it from last year and this year rather than FC taking it from pretty much all of last year anyway. He has got the Vulture and the Claimer, so to be fair, in terms of a defensive unit, I probably would go with Gravadal as the kind of number one at the moment. We then have obviously Zinchenko at 86. I think they're absolutely bonkers. We've got Nuno Mendes, Grimaldo, Robertson coming in at now an 84. We've even got a little bit of Furlan Mendy as well. Absolutely brilliant. Always love a bit of Furlan. It'll be interesting to see how truly good he is in this, but he's got the bases really nice. The fitness, the composure, and the Claimer. That's, again, a very, very nice starting kind of base for him that you could see upgrade over the future. Then obviously going a bit further down like we are, because the middle level, to be fair, if you're getting like, how much was Furlan Mendy for instance? He was coming in at 51. If you're in about the 25 to 30 zone, I would possibly just try and kind of muster through to be able to get up there. I think trying to kind of go up, I'd go to like the 75s, maybe a little bit higher if they're kind of cheaper in the position. looking anywhere between like 15 to 10 mil if you can, and then try and slog it out, get your team of 75s, and then just go position to position and try and get a little bit better per one. Again, like I said, you want to be looking more so at the kind of defensive skills more so than anything. As you do go a bit further down though, you will find less and less as such. And then also the stats are going to be relatively important, so you want to be able to kind of have the best of both worlds if you can. So even as a left back, it looks like in terms of the cheap ones, you are looking at around about the 20 mil mark. So just having to go off stats alone might be the move for him, because obviously you want to make sure you are looking at somebody that can at least put a shift in of a certain aspect, to be honest. We've got the improved crossing for this guy, and obviously he's got some nice pace, and then the defending side of stuff can come later on. Then we have some centre-backs. Now, it's going to be an easy one for number one. Obviously, Virgil van Dijk is going to be incredible, as we already know. He's got the Claimer, the Air King, and he's also got the Interceptor. Now, that just sounds incredible in itself. Obviously, he's coming in at a whopping price of 216 million CP, which is just nuts in itself, really. We have got Bastoni, Militao, Gabriel, Marquinhos, and Saliba all at the 88 rated. Bastoni is going to be a very interesting one as well, and it's always interesting to see the free ultras as well, because there's not many people that have the free, so always a very interesting one to say the least. Obviously, again, the Claimer is going to be quite a nice one. I think you could possibly go with all of these and be absolutely happy. I am very interested as well that Marquinhos has the best pace out of all of these, like 80, 85, 71, 84, and 80. I mean, I could kind of understand Gabriel and Bastoni, like they're quick for a centre-back, but Militao and Saliba I would have thought would have absolutely wiped the floor with Marquinhos, but they've kind of gone with it. Going a bit further down, we have got like the likes of Bremer, Arejo, Romero, Rudiger, some very interesting ones. We do have a lovely bit of a Kanji as well with the Claimer and Air King. Could go with him and be absolutely fine. We have got Guehi as well as an 84. He's got himself the Claimer as Ultra Effect, and he has got the Interceptor also. We then go a bit further down. Ruben Diaz took a massive rating downgrade. And then if we keep going a little bit just to see some of the kind of more cheaper centre-backs that you could be looking for, because not everybody's going to be going straight out for the big ones. And to be honest, I've always said this, I said this on the second channel, is make sure that you are playing this game for the right reasons before buying anything. Like, you can go ahead and buy points straight off the bat. I personally just wouldn't bother with them until I'd probably say the game cycle. I don't know if there is any kind of rumours to be able to do like a UFL 2025, or is it just a progression-based game that's kind of like the eFootball where it almost resets and it just goes again as such, and you don't necessarily get another game. I'm kind of hoping the first option, because I would like to see the gameplay improve every year. It would just be interesting to see regardless. Obviously with centre-backs, like we did say, Claimer's going to be quite a good one if you can. Air King, anything with the composure and also interceptions is always going to be a fantastic one. And to be fair, as long as they've got relatively decent defending physical, and then a little bit of pace is always going to be great. Like, obviously don't go with the 80, 81 and 62 pace, but at least in the 70s is not going to be a bad shout, to be honest. Umtiti's obviously here as well, which is nice. Bisek, if you wanted to go. And we've even got a bit of Yoro as well. 66 pace. I mean, I've not seen him play too much, but I would have thought an 18-year-old would be a little bit quicker than that. Which then puts us into a fantastic position. We've got the Cam, Centre Mid and CDM all in the same one. Obviously, in terms of the top, we're looking kind of like at a Bellingham, a De Bruyne, and then Rodri is going to be a CDM, and it looks like Valverde is going to be wiping the floor with that Centre Mid. Now, we have got a few of kind of everything. We've got a bit of intercept. We've obviously got the position. We've got short passes. We've got obviously all the skills as well. And then we've got improves next pass right after the player receives the ball. Decreases injury proneness. He's got addressees. Temporarily boost attributes of a teammate who receives a long pass from the player with this skill. I mean, it's just very interesting. Like, I would love to have the full top team and just see how it plays. Like, we've played with the kind of the mediocre team, the bottom starter team. I really want to see what like a Bellingham, Rodri, Valverde midfield could do. Obviously, then it's quite easy to see the kind of other players. We've obviously got a bit of Palmer. He's got himself the Predator, the Slicer, improves through balls, and then obviously acquired positions, being able to play striker. Also, Madison as an 86. We've got Gavi, Camavinga always with a lovely triple ultra. He's got himself the acquired position, so he can play all outfield positions. Roulette, feint, and then improves tackles as well. So a very, very good CDM coming under the 250 million budget. And also, if you did want to go all the way down, you can obviously go for players at $1 million if you wanted kind of like the bronze-esque players as you would. But as we go further down in here, we're going to see many different options that you can go with, and it depends on your formation. It's one thing that I need to kind of really get to grips with. I normally stay at a standard 4-4-2, so there isn't necessarily too much craziness that goes on in my formation. I'm pretty bog standard when it comes to going up as a unit, coming back as a unit. So realistically, I'd be looking for a CDM and a centre mid, a CDM and a cam, 2 centre mids. I'm not necessarily picky on going for 2 cams and a CDM, kind of like a 4-3-3, but in terms of what I'm looking for is a very balanced midfield if I am going for it. So looking into the 75s, the main kind of attributes that you're going to be looking for would be kind of more in the defensive side. Intercept, claimer would definitely be a good one. The position, I suppose, is a nice one if you wanted to go for that, for the composure. Short passes if you're looking for more of a box-to-box. The feints are always nice, but get to grips with the basics and then start adding them in would be my kind of choice. Improves heading on a set piece. Interested. Improves physical attributes. Increased bonuses if at least one more player with this skill is on the pitch. Okay. Improves defending attributes. Increased bonus if at least one more player has that. Improves through balls. And then obviously the killjoy as well. It's going to be great for a CDM. We know Rodri's got the ultra instinct for that. So realistically, they're going to be your kind of favoured ones to go with. I would say the tackling and intercept for a CDM would be fantastic. You want obviously more of a passing guy for a centre mid. Kind of going for that. What was this one again? Improves next pass right after the player receives the ball. Again, it's going to be more of your tiki-taka sort of vibe. So we've got Tillerman as well. What's he got? Improves dribbling. I suppose if you're looking for the cam, anything shooting, dribbling, passing orientated would be a very, very good shout. But we have got the kind of top of the top there, which are looking fantastic and very, very expensive. Which then throws us into the right-hand side. Now, again, we've got some absolute world beaters here. Messi, Salah, Saka, Rodrigo, Dembele, Foden, Yamal, and also Williams. All are the absolute top of the top. Obviously, Messi and Salah are coming in over the 200 million budget. When we kind of look at Messi, we've got the set piece, the dribbling, and then it's also the curling shots, so finesse shots, basically. He also then has a different position, so he can play in that left wing striker or cam if you wanted as well. So a fantastic player. Obviously got the 5-3. I mean, his right foot weren't incredible. Like, he's scored a few goals from it, so I wouldn't necessarily say 3, but I think a 4, clearly because they want Ronaldo with a 5-5. Salah, on the other hand, we've got a 5-3. Kind of agree with that to some extent. He does love his cutting, but again, it's not totally useless on his right. I really don't believe that at all. He's got his bull roll feint and then also the curling shots, which is nice. Saka actually has a very decent card this time round. Dribbling and overlaps through the wing. Always a nice little start. And then we do have the likes of Dembele. He's obviously got the 5-5 as we know. Silky touches, improves his first touch, crossing, and the ability to play in multiple in there as well. When it comes to the right wings, again, you're going to be looking at very quick players. You want to go bog standard. If you're thinking of how you start the game on FC, it's exactly the same to start with after throwing in a few different skills as well. So you are looking for quick pace, maybe a little bit of passing and shooting, and that's really it to start with. Until you get to the top end, you are looking for that 90 pace, get down the wing and absolutely fire it. You're looking, for instance, someone like this. We've got the 91 pace, shooting's irrelevant as you're going to have strikers for that. Fitness is always nice, dribbling's kind of there, and he does have the improve the overlaps as well. Obviously, you kind of want the dribbling if you can, and just whatever else you can actually put into the card, and that would be kind of enough to start the card more than anything. And as you go further down, you will find some cards with that 90 plus. There isn't necessarily going to be a crazy amount as you go further down, because naturally the stats do downgrade as you go there, but you might find that cheap beast that even has like the 86 and above, to be honest. Throw it into the left hand side then, this is where we start to get somebody a little bit decent. The one thing I don't get is, I've not seen him yet, but I imagine he's got to be there somewhere. Can we go by name? Player name, there we go. Because I haven't seen Neymar yet. And I could be wrong, I might have just skipped over him, but interesting. So I don't know why he's not in it. Maybe he just didn't get the notice, but I just thought it was interesting. I've not seen him, so I did think, where has he gone? Obviously, in terms of left wing, we're going to be looking predominantly at Leao and Vinny. We have obviously got Son and Rafinha both at 88 as well, which is always interesting. Obviously, Vinny's going to be the number 1. Again, surprised he's not gone for the 4-star, but maybe that can be upgraded later on. Improves dribbling, rainbow feint, and improves the chance for the opponent to be booked. Improves the chance for the opponent to be booked. I mean, that is an interesting stat to have. Like, nothing about shooting, nothing about like crazy mechanic dribbling, but he can get somebody booked. That's always interesting, to be honest. I absolutely love that. We then have Leao. He's got himself obviously the dribbling and also the first touch. 4-star, 5-star, or 4-5 in terms of footwork. Rafinha, we've got obviously the overlaps, and then we've got curling shots. And then Son, what has Son got? Overlaps and curling shots as well. So always very interested. He has got the 5-5 as well, which is always nice. Kvaratskhelia with a 4-5 in this one. Dribbling and overlaps is what he's got as well. And then obviously Inaki Williams. No, that's Nico Williams, I'm pretty sure. Player info. Where's the name? I'm 99% sure that's Nico Williams. So we're absolutely fine. Do they not have that? Oh, that Williams. Oh, is it just... We just have Williams. I've clicked the money again. Going a bit further down, then obviously Grealish is there. Bit of Rashford with the 84. We've got improves attacking attributes when your team is behind by 2. And improves curling shots. So nothing about the power shot in this one. So obviously going a bit further down, we have got an El Shawaris. We did wanted to buy a player just to throw in one to see what it was like. And to be fair, he's been relatively fine, to be fair to him. And that's kind of just nostalgia vibes, if anything. We have got Ansu Fati coming in at a 74. And as you kind of go further down, we've got Guardes. If we go a bit further, we've got Jota as well. Some interesting ones coming in at like the 15 to 20 mil mark. I think that's going to be predominantly where you're going to start. Looking at the 10 mil players, I feel like that might even just be that little bit low for what we're actually wanting here. And as you do go up the positions, it seems to be they do get more expensive in the position that you're looking at. Now obviously we've got Haaland and CR7 as a 91. We then have Kane and Mbappe as a 90. Always interesting. We have Latorre and Dybala as the 89-88 pairing. We have 88 Griezmann and also Lewandowski. And we do have an 87 Gyökeres. 86 on Firmino as well. Very interesting to see. Now, obviously, for this, we have the snapshot and also then the accuracy of lob shots for Gyökeres. Haaland's going to have himself, hopefully, some heading. We've got a new one at the bottom. Improves finishing after a few goal misses. Always interesting, and raise positions and composure during attacks, and improves all one-touch shots. Surprised there's no heading on him. I thought that would have been quite an easy one. CR7 has got himself the airborne headers, the all-in, and also the low-driven. And then we look at like the likes of Mbappe. He's got himself the dribbling, the roulette feint, and then also decreases the penalty accuracy if going for an absolute hammer. So always nice as well. We have got the likes of Nunez and also Isaac as a 85. Improves headers and accuracy of low drivens. And what have they put for Isaac? He's got dribbling and the snapshotter. Always nice. So as you're kind of going further down, this is going to be the big position that, to be honest, I would try and get as high up there as possible early on, because they're going to be the ones that get your goals. It's perfectly what everybody does in FC. If you can manage to hold out at a 50 mil, a 40 mil striker, and you're going up against 10 to 20 mil defenses, it should hopefully give you some sort of advantage. Obviously with Endrick, he's got himself the raises position and composure during attacks, and he is 78 at 29 million. We then look a bit further down. We have a cheeky bit of Jamie Vardy. He's got raises the composure as always. We've got Brobby. Is he the? I want to say he's the Ajax player. He's got the improved headers, which is always nice. So I would definitely be looking upwards of like 20 to 40 mil as my starting striker, or somebody who I'm gonna put some coins into, because unless you're getting the likes of kind of like a Xerxes or kind of a bit further down, we're looking at who could we go with. I'm not seeing anybody that is taking the fancy, to be honest. This is what I mean. Like you could put 22 million, or hopefully like double it up and go and get somebody that little bit better. The main reason why I do like Xerxes, he does have the 5-5 on his feet as well. He has got the lob shot as the improved accuracy. It's not necessarily my favourite by the looks of it, but it kind of works. You got the composure for Balungun. Again, quite a nice card in terms of what we're seeing with the 5-5. Decent stats across the board. So yeah, they're going to be absolutely everybody. Always going to be interesting to see where this game does go. But let me know how you're getting on. Who's your best player you've got any at the minute. And I'll catch you for the next one. Peace.